Am I the asshole for ordering alcohol on a double date? Am I the asshole? My fiancé, M30, and I, F34, have been dating for 3 years and engaged since October 2024. We hardly ever fight, we live together, and have a very solid relationship. My fiancé has a best friend whom he doesn't see that often because he lives an hour away. Let's call him Jack. Jack is a very reserved person, and he is very sweet, and he hasn't dated since my fiancé and him graduated from college. So for the longest time, he hasn't had a serious relationship. He met a girl via dating apps a while back, and they started hitting it off. My fiancé and I were very happy for him to finally date someone that he likes, but this girl, let's call her Millie, is a recovering alcoholic. Millie had been in a very bad situation from a previous relationship where they were enabling each other. My fiancé and I were a little worried about Jack dating Millie, since she had recently broken up with her ex-fiancé, and I also thought it was good that Jack doesn't drink alcohol. He never liked it. So far, Jack has been very supportive to the point of helping her find a job after she left rehab. The 4 of us went on a couple of double dates, and in both cases I ended up ordering alcohol, wine, to go with my meal. Fiancé was appalled I ordered alcohol. After the second double date, Jack asked my fiancé in private to please not order alcohol when we go out next time. This made me feel upset. I feel like this is something I do not want to stop doing for someone else. I do enjoy grabbing a glass of wine with my food if we are going out to a nice place. I tried to compromise and said we could do breakfast instead or go to places where alcohol is not served. If Jack feels like Millie cannot be around alcohol, I understand that. She has an addiction, and I can only imagine how difficult it is to live in a world where things are constantly available. But I also feel like he is overstepping in telling me what I can order or not. I asked my fiancé, what is going to happen when there is a gathering at our house and alcohol is served? Or when we plan our wedding? What is Jack going to do then? My fiancé got upset because he says I am being stubborn, and I don't want to be empathetic towards his best friend's girl. He basically thinks I am being an ass for not caring about his friend's feeling. I said fine, I will not order alcohol next time, but made sure to let him know I am upset that someone else is controlling what I eat or drink. I believe that Jack won't be able to shelter Millie by controlling what other people do. Reddit, please tell me, am I the asshole? You are the asshole. It's one meal occasionally. They're not asking you to plan a dry wedding. Get over it. Why are you unable to go one date night without alcohol? Sure, it's your choice, but yeesh, you can't just skip it for these meals? How many times a week are you going out with them that it's really affecting you this way, or you feel like you're losing out? Not the asshole. As a former alcoholic, I have to live in the world as it is. People drink alcohol, I don't. It's not my prerogative to control others' drinking habits, and it's not Molly's prerogative to control yours. Not the asshole part of being a recovering addict is handling situations like this. It is her addiction, not yours. However, something to consider. If you continue ordering alcohol and it makes them uncomfortable, they might just decline dates with you in the future. You are the asshole. They're not controlling what you drink, man. They're just asking for a few dinners to refrain from drinking alcohol. Could you just have a little awareness and empathy about other people? Yes, Millie will inevitably run into scenarios where alcohol is part of festivities, and I'm not sure what Jack and Millie are planning to do in those scenarios, but it shouldn't matter. Someone your fiancé cares about is asking for something. Your fiancé wants to honor that. Surely you can just be a little selfless and go along with it. You are the asshole. What if Millie had a shellfish allergy and you were asked not to order shellfish? Would that be such a big deal? Your stance seems so unreasonable. We're talking about a couple dinners. You're blowing it out of proportion instead of making an accommodation for a friend you don't even see that often. You're making this too big of a deal. If you have a gathering at your house, make sure you let them know in advance if you are serving alcohol. Same with your wedding. Not a problem. Am I the asshole for yelling my good morning when ignored the first time? So, I live with my roommate, and my roommate's girlfriend, who at this point could probably be considered a roommate as well. She wasn't on the agreement originally, but does pay and has been living here for a year now. Admittedly, things haven't been going the greatest lately, and I am currently saving up to move out. Lately they've been in the habit of just randomly ignoring me when I'm talking to them. It started with them ignoring simple questions of, "Where are you guys going?" which I get can sound interrogatory, mostly wondering in case something happens. But sometimes minor greetings too. This morning was an example of that. I had told my roommate's girlfriend good morning, and she just refused to even look up and continue what she was doing. I figured she was just too tired to talk, but when my roommate came down she started asking her full questions. This might be where I'm the asshole. I said much louder, good morning, her name, and finally got a response. In the car later my roommate told me, that was a really bitchy thing to do. I responded, so was ignoring my good morning. To which she responded, we don't owe you that. So, the asshole, and if so, should I care that I am? Update, I did apologize. I appreciate the non-biased opinions. I knew all my co-workers and mutual friends would be on my side, which is why I came here. And also why I did leave out something that I knew would change many people's opinions, which I'm sure people noticed. I wanted judgment on the one action. Anyway, many of you noticed there's something pretty large missing. Roommate used to be my wife. We were at one point going to try a polyamorous relationship, or at least that's what I was led to believe. It didn't last long before it fell apart, and I realized I was tricked. I am actively in the process of saving up to move out. We're trying to stay civil and friendly. But for obvious reasons, things don't always work out. Once again, I appreciate your judgments. I'm sorry for leaving that out. I wanted to keep the judgments as non-biased as I could. Why are you trying to force interactions with people who don't want to talk to you? You are the asshole. Where are you guys going? Which I get can sound interrogatory, mostly wondering. Who cares about your wonder? Mind your own business, it's not hard. The raising of voice to someone that clearly doesn't want to engage with you is cringy AF. Soft, you are the asshole. She probably should have acknowledged you, but the moment was past if your other roommate had time to appear between. You know you are making yourself more difficult to live with? You are the asshole sounds like you've driven them nuts, and they're avoiding interaction. What is this something that will happen? That requires you knowing their whereabouts? I assume you have their cell phones, so if there's an emergency with the apartment that you can reach them, or the landlord can. Apologize for being rude and intrusive, and tell them you're sorry, and will watch your behavior in the future. You are the asshole. Some people are not morning people. Yelling at them isn't going to make them be nicer to you. They're being asses by icing you out for some reason and being rude. You're being an ass because you know there's tension in the house, and instead of going about your plans to move out, you make the situation more awkward by pushing the interaction when clearly y'all are at odds. Am I the asshole for letting my son be in the wedding party, even though it means my daughter gets left out? My brother Daryl is getting married later this year. He and his fiancée decided to split the wedding party, so his side are all members of his family, and hers has her family. Daryl asked me if it was okay to have my son Carl, 8, as a ring bearer. I said it was fine, but my daughter Sophia, 10, doesn't have a role. She's upset and feels like she is missing out when everyone else has some kind of part. Sophia is mad at me for letting Carl be the ring bearer and says it's only fair if she got to do something too. I told her I'm not going to ask Daryl to give he something to do because she and Carl won't always get to do the same things together. She's a preteen and is too old to do anything else. It's been tense around the house since then. I am holding my ground, but I have a couple of family members telling me I should be softer on Sophia because she's at that age where being left out of anything hurts. Am I the asshole? Edit. To clear up some confusion, I'm not Sophia's mom. I'm her dad. Their mom is not in the picture. To answer a frequently asked question, Daryl asked every member of his immediate family if they can take part. Reason why I didn't ask Daryl to give Sophia a job was because I had asked for advice on if I should, and the general consensus was that it was in bad taste. It's Daryl's wedding, and he can do what he wants, etc. But reading the comments, there's a difference between making him make Sophia a flower girl, which I was afraid of coming across as, and just asking if he can give her something. I'm going to talk to Daryl later today. I'm just going to tell him that Sophia feels left out, and if he can let her do something, even a reader or passing out programs. We'll update if anything changes. Nah, it's not appropriate for you to ask your brother to make a role for your daughter. She is old enough to learn to temper her expectations. That being said, she's also entitled to feel upset or disappointed if she is being left out of her uncle's wedding party when everyone in her immediate family is included. So let me get this straight. Your brother is getting married. You and your other brother are groomsmen. Your son brings in the ring. Your nephews and all the other cousins are ushers. Your daughter is left out and upset about it. And you need to ask if you're in the wrong for not standing up for her. You're the asshole, and so is your brother, the groom. No assholes here. This is the worst lesson to learn, but it's true. You can't and won't always be included in everything. But her feelings are valid here. She is allowed to be hurt that she has been left out. It's your job as a parent to teach her how to deal with these feelings. I guess technically NH, but there are plenty of things she could do to help out. She can hand out programs, help with setup, be an usher, hang up coats/jackets, help the wedding party get ready or make sure they have water, be a designated errand girl, etc., etc., etc. There's absolutely no harm in asking your brother and his future wife if there's a little job your daughter can do that day. I think your brother is the asshole for making it so only his niece is left out. Did you not get the answers you wanted when you posted this the first time? Am I the asshole for telling my roommate she can't use any of my stuff anymore? Hey y'all, I posted a situation with my roommate a little bit ago, and I appreciated all the comments/advice I got. So I'm here with a conflict I'm having again, and I want to know if I'm wrong for it. Since I have been rooming with her, I have always been very open to letting her use my things, but this year it's come with an issue. She never cleans/puts my stuff back where she found it. Example, she asked to use my spray bottle for her hair, and I said sure, just clean it off after she's done. She did not and left it on the floor where she did her hair. To her credit, I never actually clean off the spray bottle, I only cleaned it off when she asked. Another example is my dish soap she used. A couple days after her, I was going to wash my dishes, but I could not find it. I spent a good 10-15 minutes looking before I found it in one of her drawers. There are other little things that have happened that I let go. I finally got irritated when she used my little panini press. Yesterday I had little time after my class, and before my meeting to make myself a quick lunch. When I got my sandwich ready, I opened the press thing, and it was dirty. Like really oily with crumbs and melted cheese on it. I didn't really have time to clean it off, so I just ate my sandwich cold on the way to my meeting. Later that night, I told her she can't use any of my stuff anymore, because that was not the first time it's happened with my press, and I always clean up after her. She told me she was sorry, but she can't afford any of the stuff I get, that's why she always uses it. I had no problem with her using it, but I feel like she's disrespecting my stuff, and it's not fair to me. I feel like I should have just said she can't use the press instead of everything, because we do share a lot of things, but I always clean her stuff before putting it back. So should I tell her she can use everything but the press, or leave it how I told her? Update. Okay, so first I wanted to address the little argument in the comments. I do not leave any food item of mine with grease of crumbs. I think that's unsanitary. If I don't have the time to full clean the press, or any other dish, I at the very least wipe it down then clean it that night. I also talked with her yesterday night, and I said I understood that her financial situation isn't the best right now, but if she wants to use my things she has to respect them, especially something like a food item, because when she leaves grease and crumbs it can attract bugs. I genuinely hate bugs. I told her that for now I don't want her using my things other than my dish soap, because I agree with a comment saying that things like dish soap should be shared. I just let her know exactly where I want it to go when she's finished, so I don't waste time looking for it. Thanks for all the input, y'all. Not the asshole. She wasn't being considerate, and that's on her. It's not your job to take care of her. She needs to learn how to take care of herself. One cold panini is enough. Not the asshole. If you're borrowing someone's things, you have a responsibility to clean them and put them back where you found them. Sometimes people can be forgetful, and it's possible that she honestly got sidetracked. Regardless, it's part of cohabitation to respect each other's stuff. If you're willing to give her a chance, a discussion definitely needs to happen about what can/can't be used and your expectations regarding cleaning. Not the asshole. You have no obligation to let her use your stuff. Borrowing is a privilege, not a right. And she's blown the privilege by not cleaning up, not putting stuff back where it was, etc. So now she just has her own things to use, which is fine. If you want to give her another chance, maybe after a few weeks, you can do that. But I think it would be good if she went without for a while. If you give her another chance without first a period of going without, you will basically be telling her that what she's already doing is fine, so she can keep on doing it. Not the asshole, she doesn't have respect for your items or you. Respectfully, she can fuck off if she can't clean up after herself. It's not about spending money. Explain that it's about how SHE is spending your time. You did a great job in this post explaining all the time you've lost, but she doesn't seem to be hearing it. When she borrows your pan, she needs to plan for the time she is using the pan, and plan or the time to wash it and return it to its proper place. If she doesn't have the time to do all of that, then she can't afford to borrow the pan. Hands off. Some people just weren't taught basic respect for other people's stuff. It's up to you how much you want to train this person to be a good roommate. Her next roommate will thank you if you succeed, but you have to decide whether it's worth your effort. And who the hell puts dish soap in her drawer? Now you're not Wilden. That's just basic respect. Like if she can't even wipe down a panini press or put dish soap back where it belongs, why should she keep having free access to your stuff? I can't afford it ain't an excuse to be messy and leave you scrambling when you need your own things. You gave plenty of chances, she kept slacking, so boundaries had to be set. Keep it how you said it. She'll either learn to take care of her own or keep dealing without.